Welcome to Fact Finder. There is so much bad news in the world every day that sometimes we just need a little pick-me-up. There is hope in humanity after all, just a small reminder. Good things happen in the world. We have video evidence to prove it. Which is what brings us to today's installment of the 10 real-life heroes caught on camera. But before we get started, please make sure you subscribe to our channel and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss out on any future uploads. Let's get started. Number 10. Race car driver rescued. Ayrton Senna, the famous F1 driver, showed the spirit of honest competition during his career. Eric Comas qualified for the Belgian Grand Prix against me. Comas was mistakenly waved out of the pits too early and got into an accident. Other drivers tried to avoid the collision, but Senna stopped and ran to his aid, possibly saving his life in the process. Senna turned off the engine and helped steady Comas. Although they did not win, both of them felt as if they had won the biggest prize, life itself. Number 9. Domestic hero. Cops, when responding to a domestic dispute call, may be thinking it's either going to be a tame but unnecessary fight that involves people under the influence, or that things could get ugly. The latter was the case. During a domestic altercation, a woman's partner shot her in the leg and the police intervened. As they heard gunshots from outside, they ran inside into the line of fire to protect the women and her children from further harm, returning to find them fleeing through the back door. In spite of the fact that either of the officers could have been shot at any point during the dispute, they overrode their instincts, trying to save the family in front of them. Number 8. Faulty wiring. A man holding his toddler walks into a convenience store to buy refreshments in this hard-to-watch clip. It doesn't take long for this routine trip to the store to turn bad. It is difficult to find much information about the video, but it does most of the talking. Apparently, there was a short circuit or faulty wiring that caused the refrigerator, or at least its handle, to run on electricity. The moment the man tries to open the door, he immediately tenses up, drops his child, and topples over to one side. In mere seconds, an old man who saw what was happening stepped in and kicked the door off its hinges, rescuing the man from electrocution. The video ends with him walking off what just happened, so we can only hope this story ended well. Number 7. Seattle Pacific shooting hero. It is absolutely terrifying to watch the footage from the Seattle Pacific University shooting in 2014. The last thing I want to imagine is someone walking into where I am with a gun and threatening to shoot me. In this case, one student died and 2 others were injured. It would have been much worse if this courageous student had not intervened. A student pepper sprays him, tackles him, and wrestles away the weapon after he engages with several others. Let's not even think about what might have happened if it weren't for him. Number 6. Saved from burning car. The title alone is enough to make you anxious. When you survive a car accident and are still alive, there are a few things you don't want to happen. One is in a sinking car, and the other is probably on fire. After an accident, police found an unconscious woman trapped in her car. Time was of the essence since the car was about to burst into flames. The imminent threat didn't faze the pair. They worked even harder to pull the woman out and save her before the flames took over. Number 5. Saved from a sinking car. What I mentioned earlier is another absolutely terrifying thing that can happen to you in a car. This deputy officer catches 2 women trapped in a quickly sinking car and can't stand around watching much longer. Realizing they can't make it out alone, he starts wading into the water, determined to save them. Using a tool, he broke a window and pulled the 2 women out. It is thanks to him that what could have been the last day of their lives has turned out to be a story they will tell their grandkids. The story of the time they survived a sinking car with only minor injuries. What a lucky day you had. Number 4. Hugh Jackman. When you see a celebrity out in the open, You don't expect them to act like their movie selves. You expect them to avoid being seen doing anything at all, exhausted from being approached repeatedly. In fact, Jackman proved a while back that he's just as heroic as we thought. Jackson rescued his son, Oscar, from a riptide at a beach in Australia. By beckoning them out, he also helped other people avoid the same fate. Number 3. Kids are heroes. It's a parent's nightmare, but the way it ends gives me hope for our future. Kids are often underrated, seen as helpless, sometimes even dumb. But these kids are anything but dumb. Their driver suffered a heart attack while driving them to school. While he was unconscious, his foot remained on the gas pedal. And as soon as one of the kids realized what was going on, he jumped into action, turning off the vehicle and taking the keys out of the ignition. Fortunately, all of the children survived, even though the driver died. Number 2. Westgate Mall Rescue. The officer used his body as a human shield to save a whole small family during a terrorist attack. 4 masked gunmen took over Nairobi's Westgate shopping mall in 2013. The entire group of people inside fell to the ground, some of whom were shot to death while others played dead to avoid being severely injured by clearly disturbed men. The woman and her children were among those waiting for the attack to pass. After the attack and the fire that ensued, which caused part of the building to collapse, the man persuaded them to follow him out, saving them from becoming one of the 71 dead and roughly 200 injured. Without his contagious courage, those people may not have survived. Before we get to our top pick, make sure you subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to get notified of our latest video. Number 1. A hostage situation. The last hero didn't make it out of the situation. A domestic dispute turned into a hostage situation in Brazil. On the steps of a church, a man threatens to kill a woman. The police are involved, but the situation is tense. So a brave homeless man steps in before the woman is hurt. He rushes the armed guy and disarms him, but not without getting shot in the process. Unfortunately, it turned fatal, but he didn't die without cause. Although she walked away safely, she knows that it was all thanks to him. Which one was your favorite? Why don't you let us know in the comments below? Check out our other videos. That's it for now.